George is on vacation. Mr. Gord Stella, good morning, Gord. Nice to see you.
Thank you, guys.
For coming. Always nice to have you.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, particularly, and this has been a great couple of weeks to do the show because of the Toronto Blue Jays, like you talk about. I've been doing it for a couple of weeks. Started to Jeff Blair last week, just in case you know. The two parts about it. One is team winning is great, but quite often you'll talk about Leafs, Raptors, or Jays, and you go, yeah, they're 9-1, but too bad that their arch rival is 9-1 as well. So you have a great run and you don't make it, and then all of a sudden to look at this, we're talking about being in that play-in game, that one-game wild card.
Which no one wants. It's like it's a kiss your sister thing, and you're all stressed out, and you're walking in and go, oh, we better win, we really need just to get into a series. And it's not really, I love the wild card because it's fun to watch, especially if it's not your team in the wild card. Yeah. If it's a couple of guys playing two teams, if it's San Diego and Colorado playing, and you're like, oh, this will be an exciting game because all the marbles in one game, and it's been fun to watch. But not if it's your team.
Yeah, but if you win, it's better than kissing your sister, right? But losing, whatever, that's more like it. That used to be for ties, right?
Yeah,
that's just true. With all due respect to our sisters.
Yeah, so I don't. Anyway, that's weird. But I will say,
this isn't Mississippi Sports Radio.
Alberta Sports Radio. No, but
Yeah, she was really rock last night. Well, these are just they rule. They won straight.
It's a comforting thing to watch, and the run the way the Jays have been playing, not just the way that they're hitting, and they bashed their way, hit their way into another one yesterday, 10-3. Smoke with a 3-run home run in the third. They get a 7-run third. Here's Justin Smoke with that home run.
One pitch, fly ball, center field deep. Back for Billy Burns, still running. He's running out of room. There's the road. They're on their feet again here at the Rogers Center. A 3-run home run for Justin Smoke.
There you go. That was in the second inning, making it 10-2. And one of those things, you watch these role players play. Edwin's out, Colabello comes in, he hits a 3-run dinger in the first. Justin Smoke, who's seen spot duty because of the injury to Jose Bautista earlier in the year, so you got to back everybody up. He was DHing, which means Edwin had to go and play first, and then Justin Smoke is starting to catch fire. Case in point, the grand slam he hit in New York in that 6-0 win. It's been nice because all the role players are playing their roles and playing them well.
Well, I remember years ago, the guy named David Segui, who was like great defensive first baseman. Lyle Overbay was a good defensive first baseman. He was more of a starter than Segui. So I thought Justin Smoke was going to, his defense was a big thing. And then all of a sudden, guys like that come up big offensively. And you mentioned Colabello, we talked about earlier, 7 years in the wilds of the Independent League, then to make it to the majors. Dean, every team when they win, different people have to come up, right? It's not just the big stars. It's got to be some, particularly baseball, somebody different every day, and that's what the Jays are doing.
John Gibbons saying, it was really nice to see our finally get some run support, too.
He's been on a nice little roll. He continues on that roll, but he was due for some run support, along the way. My gosh, he deserved that.
More from Gibby in a second. It was really funny yesterday in the post-game press conference. All right, Dickie also saying, we're in first place, but there's 50-some game left, kids.
We still understand that we have 10 more games against the Yankees. We have games against the Orioles. We have games, people trying to catch us. We're not going to be under the radar against anybody any longer.
He could win 10-0 and he could lose.
This big run, probably has been on. So Yankees last week. I think Yankees again this week. I got going into their series against Oakland. I thought they were going to have a hiccup and all that, and they lose and all that. They lost their first game against Oakland. That would kill this year's Toronto Blue Jays many ways. But if you had to look at the Toronto Blue Jays players that they have brought in, like the Cole Bells, Russell Barnes, Kevin Pillar, acquisitions of goalie. Charlie Hawkins. I think you look at this year's John Blue's lineup and staff that they have, pitching staff. You know, case in point, they have. I think this year's lineup is probably much more better than the Blue Jays lineup that they had back in 1982.
A 10-0, and he's the exact same guy after every press conference, after every game. And it's one of the things I love about R.A. Dickey. He never gets too high, he never gets too low, and he always seems to sound like he knows what he's talking about.
Well, it's better when they win 10-0. I get tired of those guys when you keep losing 10-0. You say, you go, get mad, like Jacques Martin used to be with the Ottawa Senators. Like, they could be playing the Leafs, and you go, will you get mad? Like, will you just get up there and get mad instead of like that blase? No wonder Gary Roberts is kicking the crap out of your team. You know, so yeah, I like it better 10-0.
609, Ryan Fabra.
Well, R.A. Dickey, I mean, we know he's been pitching great in the last 2 months. Pre-All-Star game, 4.87 ERA. Post-All-Star game now, he's 4-0 with a 1.49 ERA, 27 strikeouts, and 9 walks. Guys are hitting 196 against him. This is the guy you traded for, the Cy Young winner, right?
Keep in mind, before last game, too, before yesterday's game, his ERA was .98. And he gave up 3 yesterday, so that ballooned to 1.42. So, he's done nothing but good things. And, as you said, it makes that trade look a whole lot easier to swallow now with Noah Syndergaard being the fireballer he is.
I remember talking about Gibby talking, who was going to start on the Sunday before the trade deadline? Somebody from Buffalo, whatever. And R.A. came in. Like, he bailed them out, like, last Sunday, coming in on 3 days rest, allowing Price to start a day later, and he won the game. I mean, that was the one pitching hole they had.
That was dominant.
Yeah, and that might be, if everyone stays healthy, that would be the only starting pitching hole they have for a while, and he came in and did the job.
Here's Lord Dickey saying the team loves the buzz surrounding them right now.
We want people to get excited about it. We want the fans to get excited about it. We want people to really enjoy what's happening, because it's a long time.
Because, looking at their game last against Oakland, like, I watched the game from start to finish, and it was like, and then I found out it was like 10-3 Toronto, and stuff on. I was like, wow.
I'm in for this city and this team. I'm in this country.
7-10 now. He was 3-10 at one point in time. Thanks to that 4-0 run after the All-Star break. He has just been unbelievable, as has the rest of the rotation. Yeah, Ryan Fabra. You gotta turn your mic on.
That is true.
You were talking. I'm sure it was awesome.
It was awesome. 16 straight games with 3 runs or less from the starters. So that weak spot, no longer a weak spot. I don't know. This can't keep up this great, can it, for the rotation, but it's just been an unbelievable run for the starters, and of course the bullpen was great again.
You know, we're like the parent-teacher interview, and our kid has consistently got C's and D's, and we're in one day and he's getting A+ and everything. Like, you're sitting there and just like Favreau's the teacher, just keeping you go, what? My kid, like little Johnny, the kid that you held back or were going to for 4 years in a row, doing this. That's why it's amazing.
I used to, and watching the games was like getting ready for the parent-teacher interview. Like, you'd stress out if you were a student, right? I mean, when I was a student, my parent-teacher interview, my mom's like, we got parent-teacher interviews tonight. I go, oh, they've been canceled. Yeah, they're not happening tonight, Mom. They've been canceled because there's mono in the school. That's an excuse I use, there's mono.
It's like if Johnny, our engineer, just all of a sudden started started spelling words correctly and adding properly. It would be a shock.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Speaking of shock, Gibby asked us, and this was a shock to me, that Gibby's now only 1 game over 500. His response is the best.
Gibby, the win put your career record 1 game above 500 for the first time since June 18th, 08. Does that make you feel good? I better quit now. Go down a winner. Makes me feel great.
Hey, that guy was about